Right. The metronome is the most important tool for helping you learn technique, for helping you gain a sense of time. And a sense of time is important because music happens throughout time, and when you are playing with other musicians, you have to play together, which means playing notes at the same time. It's a whole bag of reasons that it's better if I just demonstrate things. So, if you have your instrument out, great. If you don't, go get it. You got it? Okay, thank you. Now, to start off, to make it easier to follow along, I'm going to be using a scale, and the scale will be the same every time. I will always start at the bottom when I start playing, go all the way up one octave to the next note of the same name, and then right back down to the bottom every time. That being said, I will be using the concert F scale, which for clarinet is a G scale, major scale. For flute is the F major scale. For alto saxophone is the D major scale. For tenor saxophone and other B-flat instruments like the clarinet, it's the G scale still. For piano, it's the F scale, again, all concert pitch. If you're not sure which scale it is, rewind and see if I mentioned your instrument. If you play the French horn, it's the C scale. Lucky you. Okay, so let's all find our concert F, the first note of the scale. If you are playing a different note, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Go back and figure it out. That being said, I put my metronome, this thing, on 60 beats a minute. This is what 60 beats sounds like. It's one beat every single second. We're going to start at the bottom of the scale and go all the way to the top and all the way back down. And we're going to do half notes, or 2 beats for every single note. And the goal is to listen to the metronome as loudly as you are listening to yourself, so that you can hear both beats of the metronome at the same time that you are hearing yourself, and then moving to the next note after 2 beats. Let's hear what that sounds like, and if you can, try to play along. 1, 2, ready. Okay? How did you do if you were playing along? Which you should be. Were you able to hear the metronome as well as you hear yourself? If not, I recommend going back to do that again, and again, and again, and again, until you get it. Because from here on, it only gets more complicated and more focused towards a goal, which is, for this video, to be able to pick up the fingers smoothly throughout the scale. And slowly is the best place to start. So, go back and do the half notes again. Now, for those of you who are moving on, or for those of you who just came back from doing the half notes again, we're going to do it at 60 beats a minute, but this time we are going to play the first note as a half note or 2-beat note, and all the other notes are going to be quarter notes. or one beat notes, and then the highest note of the scale will then be a half note again. And then we will do quarter notes all the way back down, not repeating any notes, just straight up and straight down. This is what that sounds like. 1, 2, ready. Sorry for the squeak. It's a clarinet. It happens. Okay? So, raise your hand if you got a little bit ahead of that, or fell behind, or just had trouble keeping it even. If you've never done this before, and if you've never done this slowly, it can be a challenge. It can be a test of your patience. So, we're just going to do that again, just in case. Again. 1, 2, ready. If you got it, great. If not, go back and do it again. You really cannot repeat these things too many times, unless it is so easy that, well, you have to progress. That being said, we are going to progress. The next thing to do is to speed it up, but only a little bit. I'm going to go 5 beats faster. Sounds an awful lot like 60. And if you can hear the difference, well, you have better ears than I do, at least in terms of time, because I really cannot hear the difference between 60 and 65, unless they were happening at the same time. Then that would be very different. That being said, let's play that scale again. Same thing, half note, followed by quarter notes, then a half note at the top, then quarter notes down, always the same. 1, 2, ready. How'd you do? If you followed along, you're ready to move on. If you're ahead, behind, there's no harm in repeating that. We're going to go to 70 beats per minute. 1, 2, ready. So far, so good. 75 beats per minute. 1, 2, ready. All right. Guess what's next? 80 beats per minute. We really cannot take our time enough, which is to say, again, if some of you reach a limit in how fast you can actually do this scale, that's fine. The goal is to not necessarily have a faster beat, but have smoother fingers. We're still going to progress. 80. 1, 2, ready. 85. 1, 2, ready. And 90. 1, 2, ready. And 95. 1, 2, ready. And 100. 1, 2, ready. Now, we could keep going up. This is actually the fastest speed that I will set the metronome for this video. I have now set it to 50, which is half as fast as 100, but we will still play the notes the same speed. Before, the first note took up 2 beats. Now it is just going to take 1. Before, the second note and onward took up 1 beat. Now it will take up half of a beat, so there will be 2 notes inside each beat. Let's hear what that sounds like. 1, 2, ready, go. Again, it's just as fast as we were playing when it was at 100, but now there are fewer beats. That is the only difference. Let's do that again. 1, 2, and ready, go. Okay, we could keep doing this all day with this one scale, and then this scale will get progressively smoother and more even and clearer and easier, and if you've played along every single time, you may have this scale memorized if you didn't already. I hope you have a better understanding of how to use a metronome now. There will be surely more videos about the metronome in the future and different games we can play. And that's right, I said games and play because those things are words we associate with things that are fun. And a metronome is one of those things that you sort of have to figure out how to make it fun, and then you don't want to stop using it because there are endless ways to use this to improve your just the way you move your fingers on your instrument if you have an instrument that requires you to move fingers. If you have any questions about the metronome, put them in the comments. If you got something out of this, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all of the things that will help more people find this video because I think it is extremely helpful. Have a nice day.